Yo, okay, what's up, you guys? So, I made a YouTube video talking about the Kingsman situation where he got kicked out of a $40,000 tournament. Yo, what's up? Welcome to the stream, gang. I made a video about it. We watched the VOD on stream, and it was essentially his side of like the situation, right? This drama, you guys, has unfolded so dramatically in the last like 21 hours. It's actually insane. It's actually insane. So, I wanted to do a stream, and I also wanted to like record this video for YouTube. Everybody say what's up, YouTube. I wanted to record this video for YouTube so I could post this on here as post it on there as well because I want to do a follow-up video. But yeah, so they're calling this the Cece files, you guys. So if you guys don't know the players, there's Cece, there's Zaza, there's Kingsman, right? Those are your current players right now. You know what I'm saying? Let's see, let's go to the notepad. Oh, actually, wait, what is it? Was it paint? Okay, so we got Cece, right? We got Za. Damn, that shit was horrible. We got Zaza, right? These two people, this was the captain of the team, right? And this was the Black Widow just playing a $40,000 tournament for the vibes. You guys catching on? Okay? And our main character is Kingsman. Yeah, this is harder than I thought it would be. Holy sheesh. So this is Kingsman, right? This guy got kicked out of a $40,000 tournament because he wanted to get a W. Crazy, right? So the whole situation started is because Zaza wouldn't switch off a Black Widow, but Kingsman was like, "Hey yo, that's not gonna work because we're going in a tournament where we're playing against one above alls and people who are probably gonna run a 3 support comp, and then if they dive you, it's gonna be an easy kill. They're just gonna eviscerate you, and then they're gonna push up, from our healers to our DPS to the tank. You know how it goes. You know how it goes. So the whole time in the conversation, CC is just riding the D, no protection, just go straight going crazy. Didn't even wipe her mouth when she was done. Just going crazy riding the D, riding Salzar's D, right? And then telling Kingsman that your ideas are stupid, leave her alone, like we're good, or everything's gonna be okay, right? Kingsman's talking about some, hey yo, I'm a broke college student, bro. I ain't got no dollars. I ain't got no Skrilla, bro. I ain't got no Skrilla. I need this for college, right? That's why he's being so competitive. And this is the rank, this is the number one Magic player in the world right now. Number one Magic player, right? He was willing to switch off of Magic if it made it better for the comp, right? But he was just saying, hey, I'll play support, but I need your Black Widow to be somebody like Bucky or somebody with more forward pressure DPS, right? So, he released that video. A lot of people were upset about it, right? And I think this is like one of the first times, or no, it's one of the few times we see where the video game community just genuinely comes together to agree on something. And that consensus was that Kingsman was in the right. And I completely agree as well. I have no qualms with that. Because like I said in my last video, we actually like watched the whole VOD in my last video. And there was no time during that VOD where I felt any maliciousness or like unprofessionalism from Kingsman, right? So they're doing this they're having this conversation all during scrims, right? And essentially, these scrims, Kingsman gets a DM from the organizer telling him that he was kicked out of the tournament without a warning, without anything, right? Crazy messed up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Horrible. Then, right, yesterday, like I said, a lot of stuff has happened. That happened like 2 days ago. All right, you following along? You following along? That happened like 2 days ago. This dropped 21 like a day ago, right? This is what they are calling the CC files, right? So Kingsman says, hey everybody, I originally wasn't planning on posting this, but the first screenshot kind of messed up with my vibes a bit. So here it is. I said, but the first screenshot kind of messed with my vibes a bit. So here it is, right? So you click on this, and we go to the Cece files, right? And I read through this last night because I was like, okay, I'm gonna make a video about this because I wanted to make sure that everything had came out right before I made a video. That way, I'm not having to make like 15 videos about the same topic. So I'm like, you know what? We're gonna make a video about this. So I read through this last night, right? I read through this last night, and essentially, what's happening? You guys can pause to read if you guys want to read it yourself. But essentially, what's happening is Cece is saying like, "Hey, I need you to take down those videos, or re-upload a video saying that, or like re-upload a video saying that I wasn't the person who got you kicked, right? Because what she's saying is that she isn't the person who got him kicked out of the the tournament. Apparently, it was someone else who was like white knighting for those girls who talked to the organizer. But if you keep going in the DMs, it tells you that Cece greenlit it. So it's like, okay, maybe you weren't the person who reported them and got them kicked out of the tournament, but you said, you know what, that's good. I'm down with that. You know what I mean? So you might as well have been the person to get them kicked out of the tournament, right? And so she talks about how she was like, yeah, this is where she's saying you're insisted that you're the person who got attacked. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, bro, I'm not taking down the video. You know what I'm saying? And so she says, oh, sorry, you're uncomfortable that I'm not taking no for an answer. The same way you didn't take no for an answer for an hour. That to me is a crazy statement. That is a crazy, crazy statement. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, I'm not taking no for an answer. What do you mean? What do you mean you're not taking no for an answer? That's creepy as hell to me. That's creepy. You know what I mean? And I want you guys to remember that. I want you guys to remember her saying that, because that's gonna come back up when we go to the AndTGro. When we go to the AndTGro files, that's gonna come back up. You guys are gonna see a reoccurring theme on the way that Cece runs things, right? And also, one thing we should notice, or one thing we should be aware of, is that Cece, right, is the creator of the Marvel Rivals content creator Discord, right? So all of like the big Marvel Rivals content creators that we follow on TikTok and shit like that are probably in this Discord. Okay? It doesn't mean that they have anything to do with the situation, but I just want you guys to think about this, right? I guys want you to think about this. I feel like Quad is not in this Discord. I feel like Quad doesn't give a fuck. Anyways, shout out Quad. That's my goat. But she's the head of the content creators for the Marvel Rivals Discord. You know what I'm saying? Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, because the way that she's messaging people, and like we'll see again, like I said, we'll see it again up here. Just the way that she messages people is so creepy, bro. It's so creepy. And another thing about this is, bro, is like these have to be like kids. You know what I mean? These have to be like kids. Like, not by kids I mean like 22, 23, 20, like maybe even 24. You know what I mean? I'm Unc. You know what I'm saying? I'm 30. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, oh, grown ass men care about this drama. Yes. Yes, I do. Because I love drama and I love video games. So what are you gonna do about it? Nothing. No, I'm sorry, I'm fucking around. But yeah. So that's what I'm saying. The way she talks is like so weird. Okay? So then we scroll back down here. And he's like, she's talking about how she's getting death threats. And he says, I'm sorry to hear that. She says, stop lying, you're not sorry. Which is like, bro, what? Which is like, bro, what? You know what I mean? And I feel like these people would not react about these things unless there's eyes on it. Because like I said, this is the first time in a while that the Marvel Rivals community has agreed on something. And when you go and you look at these tweets, man, I'm talking about 16 million views on a tweet, 3.7 million, 1.9 million, and these are like his only tweets on this page, I think. You know what I mean? That's insane. That's actually insane. So like people have seen this, and like obviously people are talking about this on TikTok. People are talking about this on YouTube. I'm talking about it. You know what I mean? So like people are talking about it. Because it's just such a weird thing. You know what I mean? And then she starts talking about, I hard defended you when the Inte drama formed. I got into major drama and created Discord with a bunch of people just dogging on me. Sorry, I can't read, by the way. For being upset. He went behind my back to talk bad about you and look. So that's like, oh, well, I defended you so hard and during this other drama. And it's like, bro, that doesn't matter. Because, like, the way that you acted towards him during that situation, like, that tells you everything. It's like, because you could have somebody who, like, has your back one day and, like, betrays you the next day. Which is funny that I bring that up because there is someone who betrayed Kingsman, who was his duo, actually. We'll talk about them later. But yeah, the Cece files just dropped. So obviously, people are talking about it. Let's go to the comments in here. I gotta be careful because it is. I gotta be careful because it's Twitter, so I gotta be careful. You haven't even played Marvel Rivals with your good vibes on the line. Have you have you ever played Marvel Rivals with your good vibes on the line? This meme is going crazy right now. This meme is going crazy on TikTok and everything like that. I've seen it in like all the videos. Okay. Next, right? Next, I want to talk to you guys about the AndTGro files, right? We're gonna watch this, and this is somebody who was actually invited to the tournament, and denied. He like rejected the accepted. God dang, can I talk? He rejected the invitation to the tournament because he did not want to associate He did not want to associate himself with like these certain groups of people, and we're about to find out exactly why. So let's watch the AndTGro files. Dun dun.
Specifically regarding Kingsman, Zaza, Cece, and Luciasa. There are literally thousands of people speaking on this from the outside looking in, giving their takes. I just want to first clarify before I continue that I am not on the outside looking in. I'm somebody who's been directly involved with this toxic group for months. I'd also like to clarify that I was invited to this tournament and I did decline, largely because I know a lot of people who are known for causing drama and have specifically created drama with me would likely be involved in it. This drama is not something I'm intentionally inserting myself into. It's actually literally the exact opposite, and I'm going to explain why. I have actually chosen to remain silent on these issues for about...
He really does explain exactly why he decided to stay silent, during this time. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you guys are gonna watch this video and be like, oh, why didn't he speak about this sooner, right? And he really does explain it in this video. But a lot of times, like he talks about in this video, bro, even though you're going through something, bro, especially if you're a content creator trying to make it as your job, sometimes it's not safe to speak out, especially whenever that person is a person of power. Which is not right. It's not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? That's something that we need to change in the community. But even I feel like in every streamer community, we've heard about this, right? We've heard about somebody in power abusing their power and making somebody feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
4 months now. I've gone as far as not associated with most people from this group, and I've chosen to remove myself from certain events such as this tournament that are objectively big opportunities for streamers, specifically because I want to avoid drama. Again, I'd like to reiterate that although what I'm about to share with you isn't directly related to this Kingsman situation, it is related in a way because it shows a pattern of extreme toxicity from the same group of people. Again, I've been avoiding this for over 4 months now. This started in October 2025 after I received a threat from Cece, who's the leader of the official Marvel Rivals creator group.
See, like I told you guys, she's the official creator of the Marvel Rivals Discord. Because also something I wanted to show you guys, I forgot about this. This is what I'm talking about. So he also tweets this. He says, also, I'm so glad Cece also turned the Marvel Rivals creator Discord from a server I used to know and talk with people into Cece glazing server with my old friends. Because, look at all these, you guys can pause to read this stuff, but it's essentially people, being like, oh my god, I gained 600 followers after talking bad about you. You know what I'm saying? It's like a bunch of people just, dick riding, Cece. And it's it makes sense because she's, the leader of the group. So all these people are just trying to, literally, get on her good graces. Which is, so weird. So fucking weird, dude. And legitimately, bro, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, this low-key set gamer girls behind another 10 years, bro. Because, like, bro, I feel like gamer girls were already having like such a hard time in the community, bro. Especially like people of color. If you're a person of color and you're black, like if you're black and a woman, GG's, right? You're gonna have to deal with the hardest of the hardest, just like any black woman has to deal with like in their whole life. You know what I mean? But I feel like gamer girls were finally coming up. I mean, they're doing good shit. They're making big moves. You know what I mean? And then we get this, and I'm like, dang. You know what I'm saying? One thing about me, chat. I'm not like a red pilled guy. You know what I mean? I'm not no Andrew Tate liker. I hate that whole ideology. It's cracked, right? But one thing I've noticed, right, and like I said this at my other video. It at the beginning, I was thinking maybe it was two girls who felt like they were being looked down upon, right? Which I understand, and I'll defend that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll always defend that, right? But then after a while, it got to a point where it felt less like two girls who maybe felt like they were being like ganged up on to just not being logical. You know what I'm saying? That when it crossed that line, that's when I stopped being kind of like agreeing with them because I was like, all right, because I feel like okay, maybe is Kingsman actually being aggressive? No, he's not being aggressive. Is Kingsman aggressive? No, no, no. You know what I mean? And so it's like I don't know. It's just so weird. And then yeah, then going to this, and then also there's video clips of them muting themselves during the scrims and like essentially talking shit on Kingsman um while in the same chat, which is crazy.
This threat to me came after I made 2 videos basically clearing my name from lies that Luciasa, who's another member of this group, told about me. I literally made 2 videos, which I will link in the description below, both of which I said nothing derogatory or inflammatory about Luciasa. Both videos were literally just clarifying the fact that she was literally lying on behalf of me, saying that I said things I never said. You can imagine at this time being literally told to be silent and not stick up for myself. Someone with literally 10 times my following, Cece, basically said that if I made any further attempts to create videos to try to clear my name of lies, I would essentially not be allowed within this community of creators, which would obviously take opportunities away from me, such as duoing or trioing, being involved in content related ideas, tournaments, basically just being able to use this as the hub to collaborate with other creators.
Yeah, which is crazy to me because like you'll hear as he talks about it more in this video, but essentially like he was just defending himself. Because like the allegate like what she said was like it's a very political statement. A very political statement, right? And we all know that politics are like a fucking boiling water full of crabs right now. You know what I mean? It's not a good thing. You know what I mean? It's shitty, right? And saying certain things right now have a lot of weight to them, right? Saying you support something or saying this or that, you can make your whole audience turn against you because they're like, okay, well, I thought I was following a chill guy, right? But now you're crying when Kirk died. You know what I mean? So it's like you'll see what I'm talking about, but it's crazy.
This group is the place for Marvel Rivals creators to talk to each other. I received threats to be kicked from this group if I stuck up for myself. This was coming after approximately 1 year of me streaming, starting from 0 viewers, working my way up to about 50. I was finally accepted into this group that would open a lot of doors for me.
Which going from 0 viewers to 50 concurrent viewers, such an accomplishment, bro. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Right now, I feel like right now I get excited if I have like 5 or 10 people in my chat. You know what I mean? Shit, I get excited if I get 1 person in my chat. You know what I mean? But working their way up from like 0 to 50 concurrent viewers is huge.
And then upon being accepted into it,
so I can understand why he was scared
to remain silent about any issues, or else I would then be removed from said group. For this reason, this video and what I'm about to show is not just for me, it's for all creators trying to come up. I hope that me speaking on these issues creates an environment where small creators are able to stick up for themselves or speak out against bigger creators who are doing something wrong without receiving threats to be silent. Nobody should be told to stand by and submit to poor behavior, poor treatment. Thankfully, I'm finally in a position where I'm able to speak about this without fear of retribution. Again, this is stuff I've been holding on to literally for months. I hope this serves as a lesson to speak up for what's right and never stand down on something you believe believe in. I unfortunately let these people rob me of opportunities by not fully committing to clear my name of slander and clearing my name properly and fully that I would have only been able to participate in had I submitted. Finally, before I show everything, I just want to say I don't condone anybody spreading hate or giving hate to anybody involved in this video. I'm simply going to show you exactly what happened because I think it speaks volume to the situation that just happened with this tournament.
Yeah, also, I want to say that as well. Do not spread hate to these people. Do not spread hate to these people. I am just here to cover the drama. I'm just here to talk about it. And I'm just here to kind of like open up the eyes, especially on situations like this. Do my part to help with the community. But no. Like sending hate to people and like, you know, death threats and all that shit don't do nothing, bro. It just makes it worse, bro. Honestly, it just makes it harder for the community to actually grow. So do not harass these people. Anybody involved, it doesn't matter who it is. Any creator that's name is brought up in this video, do not harass them, bro.
Fortunately, had no power to stick up for myself. With this current situation with Kingsman, thankfully the community has pretty much unanimously decided Kingsman was a victim in this scenario and did not deserve the treatment he was receiving from this group. I'd also like to point out that it was only until after this blew up in such a way that apologies were made and given to Kingsman.
And see, that's what I was talking about earlier. Like this group of people only talked about this because like it got brought up, because it was such a big thing, you know what I mean? Because it was such a big thing, that's the only reason why these people talked about this. Yo, what's up, Brazy? Welcome to the stream, bro. We're covering the Kingsman, yeah. We're covering the Kingsman drama and the Marvel Rivals. The Cece files, bro. We just went over them. Essentially, bro, you heard about Kingsman who got kicked out of that $40,000 tournament in Marvel Rivals because he wanted to win. And there's a girl named Zaza who wouldn't switch off a Black Widow for a $40,000 tournament.
Eye on this type of stuff, it just goes, and there's zero accountability. It's only when there are eyes on the situation where suddenly we're apologetic and in the wrong. Okay, so let me start by saying,
yeah. So we're covering the whole drama right now. I'm making a YouTube video about it. So if you missed anything, you can go check out the YouTube video after we're done. But right now we're watching the AndTGro files. So essentially, he's saying that like the behavior that came from Cece and all of them is something that is regular. It's a regular behavior, and he's showing examples of why. This guy was accused of doing something, and whenever he made videos to try to protect himself, he was met with threats to get kicked out of the Marvel Rivals creator Discord if he kept trying to defend himself.
That I was invited to this Bassman tournament. You can see this invitation right here. This is from December 17th. Again, I did decline being able to participate. I don't think this is relevant towards anything, but a lot of people have said I don't get to comment on this because I wasn't even invited or involved. I was invited. Next, I'm just going to substantiate everything else I've already said. So basically, the context for this entire situation, I'm going to briefly go over. Luciasa was making a lot of claims about me to her viewers, saying that I had said things about the Charlie Kirk incident and posted videos and stuff like that. Basically, things that I just had never said. She was telling her viewers that she no longer wanted to associate with me on behalf of this, which again, I could care less about that specifically. The issue was that she was attributing an ideology to me that I didn't have based off things I didn't say. Again, upon making a video clearing my name of these lies, this is the DM that I received from Cece. So I'm just going to go over some of the most relevant parts here, and then you can.
But yeah, also like just saying this off the bat, right? He was accused of saying some like pretty crazy stuff politically, right? Like I said, and that stuff, like if you're a content creator, that will destroy your career. And for like Luciaso, who's a person who has more followers than this guy, going on stream and saying that is crazy. Like, why would you even say that? Like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you even say that? Unless you actually just wanted to do damage to this guy's career.
Could read whatever else you'd like. To start off with, she claimed that my viewers were harassing her. I made it very clear multiple times that I don't condone anybody even speaking to Lucy directly or going to her stream or anything like that. If anything, actually, I was being harassed and I made that known. I was literally getting dozens of burner accounts calling me names throughout my streams. Again, based on things that didn't happen, which is why I made the video. I want to clarify too that right here she makes a comment saying that Luciasa backpedaled. I'll get to this in a moment, but I specifically did speak to Luciasa about this. I'll show those DMs in a moment, but there was never any backpedaling. There was never any public statements that were made to clear my name of something that didn't happen, except for the ones that were made by me. Again, any public assertion of lies warrants a public correction of said lies, which is what I did.
Yeah,
so right here is where I received the threat from Cece.
So essentially what he was saying right there is that, like, since she publicly said that about him, like, he wants her to publicly, like, correct it. Like her just sending him like, "Oh, I'm sorry that I said this," like a DM, like saying, "Oh, I'm sorry that I said this," or just saying it like quickly on like a on a stream is not gonna have the same effect as like putting it as a YouTube video.
Verbatim that making videos defending myself
And they know
would
this.
count as harassment and I would be removed from this group. Again, I highly encourage you guys to go watch those videos. They were in no way harassment. It was literally clearing my name. So here was my response to what she said. I'm going to let you guys take a moment to read that. But again, I'm just reasserting the fact that I was literally just defending myself.
I can't really read it because this thing.
I have every right to clear my own name and provide proof that what was said about me isn't true and didn't happen. Once again, Cece doubled down and continues with the threat. It'll only be a problem if I continue. So again, I am not allowed to clear my name from something that Luciasa said that was defamatory and harmful towards my streaming career. And to this point, Luciasa has done nothing to clear up those lies. Do you see how, from my perspective, it feels a bit like a slap in the face to say that I can't make a video clearing my name from a false statement that has resulted in people being extremely hateful towards me? Like, I don't care if a random person lies saying I said something I never did, but she has a platform. That causes issues for me in my growth if a large creator is claiming I said something that I never did. Cece then.
And like these are two people who are just genuinely being like, "Hey, like this is an actual problem." And if you're like someone thinking logically, if you're thinking logically, like you would resolve these problems. Because like so far, what I've seen from this group of people, right, is that they're like, it's like they take the girl side over the guy side. Because that's what it's been. It's been two separate dudes who had to deal with this group of people, right? Which I get it. Don't get me wrong. Because like sometimes, like for example, like whenever there's accusations, I always believe like the victim, and then I wait for, but I don't say anything until the person who is accused has like had the opportunity to present their side of the story. You know what I mean? But in this case, it just seems like Cece doesn't care, and it's crazy because like for someone like that to have this much power is a horrible thing.
Then responds with saying I told her off about her boyfriend because her boyfriend was in my stream harassing me. Again, she kind of didn't respond to what I had asked, so I clarified again. Did you give her an equal warning for lying on another creator's name and not fixing it? To which Cece then says she addressed it publicly on her stream. The reason why this didn't really suffice to me is because by the time you make a statement on a public platform, it's out there in the world for everybody to see.
Yep.
Everybody who saw that or heard about that comment wouldn't have been there when she addresses it on her stream,
Yep.
which is why it warranted a full correction of the statement. I then expressed again that Lucy had never cleared things with me or expressed the fact that she had cleared anything up. In fact, Luciasa accused me of making these videos defending myself for money, which I will also show you. Again, for the third time, Cece doubles down with her threat, saying if I speak on it anymore or make any further videos about this situation, I will be removed. So
That's crazy to me, bro. That's so crazy to me. And like also Luciasa, he's about to show right now where she's accusing him of making these videos just to make money. Bro, but even if he was, he's making back the money that you could have costed him for like throwing these accusations or saying that he said this crazy shit. You know what I mean? Because like imagine you're a content creator, right? Someone speaks ill on your name, lies on your name essentially, right? The statement is already out there. Say for example, right? Like my whole content revolves around me being like 6'5", right? It doesn't because you guys don't even ever see me stand up. But it's like imagine that's like my whole content, right? And then someone comes on and like, yeah, I saw Mr. Phenomenal. That motherfucker only 5'5". You know what I'm saying? That will damage my career. Because people are like, oh, he a liar. We can't trust him. We're not going to support him. You know, blah, 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 blah. So if I make videos of me standing up next to a door frame just to prove that I am 6'5", or showing you guys part of my ID, just to prove that I'm 6'5", right? And you talk about some, oh, you can't, all you're doing is to make money. That's the only reason you're making these videos. Part of it probably would be. For me, at least. Not for him. I'm not saying for him. I'm talking about for me. Because it's like, you already said that I wasn't 6'5", which already damaged my income. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta recoup that somehow.
Here's the DM from Lucy. This was prior to all DMs I had with Cece, where she just accuses me for making these videos defending myself for money. I told her I'm happy to talk about the issue, but it's a crazy statement to imply I'm doing this for money. I'm now going to just show you the entirety of all DMs to Luciasa and from Luciasa.
Okay, hold on. Damn, you go fast. Hold on, pause. Hold on,
the entirety of all DMs to Luciasa and from Luciasa.
So, hey, can you let me know what I accuse you of? so we can start from the beginning and you can better understand why this is such a big deal. So I can better understand why it's such a big deal. And I guess he's just telling her what happened. He should say, okay.
So as you can see, I was literally just never responded to. To this day, I've still never been responded to. So this is what preceded the threats from Cece. I basically went out of my way to handle this situation with Luciasa. She accused me of defending myself for money. I was basically told by the leader of this Marvel Rivals community that if I make any further videos or statements on it, I will be removed. I once again reiterated that I feel like she's warning the wrong person. I don't want drama. I just want my name cleared. Like, I have every right to want that. I haven't done anything. Which she responds, it's not my job how you handle it. I said, it's serious to me. People are DMing me and commenting, calling
Which is crazy because she said it's not my job how you handle it, but you're threatening him. Like, you know that you can kick him out of a Discord. That's going to lead to a lot of opportunities and, like, increase in his career as a content creator. And then you're telling him if he makes any more videos about the situation, you're going to kick him out of said Discord server. But then you're saying, oh, it's not my job on how you handle it. Dude, that's so manipulative. That's so manipulative, bro. That's so weird, dude.
me hateful things based on something that didn't happen. It is serious. This is my job. To which she responded, at the end of the day, you started spam posting about it every day. I made a total of 2 videos. She again doubles down saying I'm harassing Luciasa, and that's the warning she's giving me.
You see what I'm saying? Like, she's saying, oh, you were spam posting. He said he made 2 videos about it, bro. He made 2 videos about it, bro. And she's like, oh, you're spam posting. Like I said, like, blindly defending the other person just because they're a girl is what it seems like. That's what it seems like. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, like, I'm not there. I'm not in their brain. But if I'm looking at patterns, right, it appears as if she is blindly defending the other person because they're a girl. Because she's saying you're harassing Luciasa. He's not really harassing her. He literally just saying, like, hey, this is what happened, right? And the girl asked him, like, what he was accusing her of saying. And it's like, bro. Like, literally, 100 Marvel Rival girl streamers versus accountability. You know what I'm saying?
Generously gave me permission to speak about it on stream, but I was not able to make videos on TikTok about it, even though that's obviously the biggest way to reach the most amount of people to clear my name. So again, I said clearing my name isn't drama, it's just clearing my name, to which she then responded, I am promoting drama. I then decided to submit and just say I'm not planning any more videos anyway. I was basically ready to just take my losses. So this is essentially the end of the important part of these DMs. I basically continued to just ask her for logistical advice in this scenario, as she's somebody with a much bigger community than I have. I just asked her person to person, literally, what am I supposed to do here then? She just gave general advice after that. There's nothing super important. So in summary, I've been in a position for multiple months now where essentially I'm not really wanting to collaborate or interact with people who condone this type of behavior. I haven't really been able to speak on this issue specifically, again, due to the multiple warnings I've received. So this is really the first time I've been able to actually speak on this issue. Again, to summarize, I think it's relevant to what's happening right now because there's a pattern of this group of people being extremely toxic. Again, to reiterate, I think the only reason this is going the way it is because it blew up. That's the only reason we are now getting apologies.
Agreed.
I wanted to show you guys this because left unchecked with 0 eyes on it, these people do not care. They will go as far as silencing you when you are simply just trying to clear your name from something, as long as there's no accountability. So again, with this tournament, I think this was just another instance of extreme toxicity directed at somebody. I think this was just normal and natural behavior that only now are they apologizing for, purely because the general consensus is that it was wrong. Again, I'm really hoping that this community and just streaming in general doesn't turn into this thing where there's like gatekeepers of success. I was put in a position, and again, I'm completely fine with this position, but I was put in a position where I basically had to do it my own way. I didn't want to be a part of this group that essentially bullies people down into submission when they get called out for toxicity. I tried calling Lucy out for toxicity, and Cece protected her. These people have 0 accountability of any form, and I'm really happy that this is all happening right now, because now people get to see what this community is really about. These people thrive off of drama, they thrive off of negativity and toxicity, and the only people who can hold them accountable is you, the viewer. Again, I hope this is the first step of many to make this community much more positive and uplifting. Hopefully soon the people at the top won't be the ones putting others beneath them and silencing others for speaking up. Also, I'd like to reiterate that I'm not sending hate towards any specific creator. I believe things like this are important, again, to have accountability for each other. Unfortunately, videos like this are what happens when you shut down productive dialogue. Hopefully moving forward, whether it's Cece or anybody else, these situations can just be handled better and we can all.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the video. So like I'm hoping that AndTGro gets his flowers as well. This is his account right here if you guys want to go give him a follow as well. It looks like obviously his videos are doing pretty decent. He's a very consistent creator. So go give him a follow as well. You guys also know, Kingsman. This guy's been getting a lot of support recently from the community. But it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy to see that, and it's so sad. I'm glad that the Cece files were released. I'm glad that like people are able to see like I'm glad that someone like this who's been holding this back and not being able to talk about stuff has been like, what is this?
Also, you have AndTGro calling me and Cece Diddy.
She is the worst, most nasty person I've ever met. Diddy Jr. There you go. All right. Diddy Jr. They slander your name like Lucy did. She just lied about me permanently about all this different shit. She made up all these lies and spread it to her community. And then when I spoke out against it, and I said, hey, wait a minute, you're literally fucking lying about me. They said, okay, so we're going to remove you from the community then, and then you're not going to.
Okay, yeah, that's what we just saw. But yeah, it's just crazy, man. So yeah, go support these guys. Go support these guys. Show them love. But I want to know what you guys think about this, man. Because this is just crazy to me. I feel like it just keeps unfolding. And if more comes out, we'll make another video about it. But until next time, YouTube, love you guys. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Mr. Incredible Mr. Phenomenal _, my bad. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll check you guys next time. Peace.